Hello, everybody. Welcome to the October 2021 Easy Allies Q&A. This is the $20 and up tier where we take your questions and we answer them to the best of our ability. Our first question comes in from Michael, who asks, "Hello, Easy Allies. Why do you think we haven't gotten a date for E3 2022 yet?"
Yeah, because I don't know if they have any confidence on whether they can hold an event or not.
Good call.
Yeah.
Especially not just like whether they could, but whether the industry would actually show up for it.
Right,
Good
yeah.
call.
I honestly, I think that covers it.
Yeah. Blood, how many E3s have you been to?
Oh, gosh.
Many.
20?
Give us a ballpark. Give us a
I want to say
ballpark.
like 18 or 19.
Yeah,
Wow.
Fingers.
Wow.
That's
2002 was the first one.
Veteran.
How many
He's a
E3s
veteran.
have I been to? I'm like, I don't even know.
There's so many.
10?
So many cons though have been
Five,
like,
maybe,
you know
4 or
what?
5?
I'm feeling good about it.
More
We're gonna do it. We're back. We're
6.
back. And then 2 months later, they're like, no, too soon. Too
Too
you know?
soon.
I've not
kinda
missed an
read the
E3
room,
that
right?
actually happened. We'll put it that way.
Wow.
Damn. No joke,
Since
E3,
2002.
an actual true childhood dream. I remember, like, it was 1998 or 1999, opening PSM, realizing that E3 exists, and, like, from that moment on, I was like, no matter what
Heck yeah.
happens, I will go to E3.
Gotta make it happen.
And the first year was, like, I was glowing.
Yeah, first year was sick.
For all of the hours of that official E3 stream they did, there wasn't much of it that was like really mandatory viewing.
Oh,
so I'm
right.
curious how
Yeah, they had
that's
one little exclusive, if I remember.
gonna change. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like nothing.
Yeah, the official stream was definitely a weird thing.
Mm.
And then the registration and all of that shenanigans.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not the way to do a digital event.
Oh, man.
At least you got to check out the carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The digital booths.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe like 2 of which were like approaching worthwhile and they still weren't worthwhile.
No, there was just zero there.
My goodness.
We'll probably be down to the wire for that one.
Yeah. The ESA.
But I mean, down to the wire for E3 is like by December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Because BlizzCon is in November and they already canceled it a
Yeah.
year out.
Were they?
November
No,
2022.
it's going to be February because they did last one.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
okay.
moved the date,
I think
God.
they might as well just
and then
cancel
they
Blizzard.
canceled it. Yeah.
Yeah, they might as well
Shut
just-
them down.
Just shut it down.
Nuke it for
Jesus
more
Christ.
of it.
And you know
It's
what's
the only way
funny?
to be sure.
Yeah.
If you if you go read the press release for BlizzCon not happening next year and replace the word BlizzCon with Blizzard, it's really funny. Because I read it a couple times for the podcast and just like, we want to rethink Blizzard and
Yeah.
give you the best Blizzard you could possibly have. Like,
Shut them down.
that's a good joke. I
Shut
remember
it
that one
down
from when we recorded the
forever.
podcast for everyone that didn't watch the Q&A.
Next question comes in from Varun Keshwaha. Hi, Alex. Hope you're doing well. My question pertains to where you think you are from a perspective of creativity. I understand I am writing from a place of ignorance. More and more, especially recently, I've been seeing a lot of comments and threads pertaining to that very topic. Do you think the environment you work in is conducive to creativity? Does the review grind still give you a chance to think about new ideas, spaces to breathe, etc.? Are you coasting on past successes? Are you happy with the output
Yes.
of content under the Easy Allies brand? That came out a lot heavier than I expected. I personally really enjoy your content, but of course we can always improve. These questions specifically I've seen a lot, but not really addressed as a group. Apologies if I killed any vibes.
I think we're doing a terrible job and we should just shut it down.
Shut it down.
All
Nuke
right.
it from orbit.
Nuke it from orbit.
Yeah.
Nuke it from orbit. Next question.
Every one of these fuckers works so damn hard. It's easy to watch Easy Allies and like enjoy it, but not think about like how long things take.
Yeah.
Like everyone is working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sure, there are tidal waves and like calm days.
Right.
You know, sometimes you'll get like maybe 3 days where it's like, okay,
Sometimes we get to breathe.
yeah, sometimes you get to breathe.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, everyone is
Oh, God.
working all the time.
Well, one good example was I remember like playing Valhalla, and I was like, oh, this mindful game thing would be fun. And they got into Tsushima, and I was like, shit, Tsushima would be good for that too.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, 2 games done. You know, I was like, these are stuff I was already playing. Then by the time I got into January, I was like, oh, neat. This will be like, I had enough room to like, here's the project I can do on the side.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's tough when you say creativity because it's like, I did some stuff in like high school, like theater productions we put together in like 2 days that I'm like very proud of. You know, so it's like sometimes you work on a project for a very long time and that has a big thing, like a box speak, and then other times like we'll just do, like an opinion yell, and just like we don't write it, we just go in there and do it. So
Well,
it is a
that's-
strange job of various opportunities for a creative outlet.
That's the funny thing too, is because like I was talking to Huber earlier today about how like every so often on Easy Update, if I do something that's like more personal about myself or whatever, they're like, oh, why isn't this on your own private channel? Blah blah blah. It's like we got 2 shows fucking named after dudes. Like, we make so much content, and I think that a lot of these comments, like Reddit comments about like, oh, they're coasting, they haven't done any new shit, like. It's really easy to not see all the stuff that we do, which is probably a problem, but like we've got Trash Babies and all these other things that people just like don't seem to know, and like Mysterious Monsters and stuff. And it's like the people who just look at reviews and reactions don't understand that shit exists, and then blast us for not having that shit exists that exists.
Yeah. It's really fascinating because we do pay attention to criticism. I specifically want criticism. I want to know how to improve. And you learn very quickly when you sit through that and you go to that criticism with an open mind. And you'll see somebody be like, hey, you should make this type of content. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. We should make this type of content. Then I will specifically go and do that type of content. And, some people are like, yes, this is exactly what we wanted. They were genuine in their criticisms. But then there's this very small group of people that will just shut up about that thing and complain about something else.
Right.
And you learn that
moving target.
Very small group of people is not actually interested in legitimate criticism.
Yeah.
They just, for some reason, they have a bone to pick, and you got to let it go. Unfortunately, that's just not valuable criticism. That's not a valuable. You're not going to get anything out of it, and so you cannot please them.
Scoop of Troop should
Yeah.
be a show.
Oh,
It's it. She did one, yeah.
It's been a couple of episodes
She did,
of
yeah.
Scupper Jones, yeah.
She's done some Scuba Troops.
But yeah,
Troops.
Ben, it's one of those things where like when I see that sentiment of coasting or whatever, or
Right.
like acting like we're just sitting around on piles of money, and I'm just like,
I'm broke.
I've
Yeah,
tried.
there's no money.
I've done
I'm in
so
debt.
much
No money.
over the past year in
Yeah.
terms of like pushing outside of the box, and like I feel like
Absolutely.
everybody has,
Yeah, it's
like Jam That Was and Minigame Champions and just so many different things. The Patron party last year and just like. Like you could say that you don't like any of those things in particular, but the idea that we're just doing the same old thing because we haven't, if we canceled the shows,
The
we
yacht
complain about
eats
the
up
shows
a
being
lot of
canceled.
money.
Like it's just like I don't know.
The real problem is
Yeah.
you, the viewer,
No, it's not
not
you, the viewer.
telling your friends.
But this is the question we
But
got.
but I
right?
think
So we have
I
to-
think it's hard when you do all of that and you put all that effort in and like Hubert's saying, you work to the point where
Right.
during the pandemic, like work just kind of consumed our lives, and now it's like, how do I get
Yeah.
not work back into my life? I'm not sure.
Even our days off are not like
Yeah.
we're always
Yeah.
still
Days.
kind of on call. Like there aren't days off.
Like
Yeah.
my wife is always bummed because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you're off today, and then like 2 hours later, I'll be like, I actually have to go do something.
Yeah.
She'll be like, yeah, I figured, like, of course.
That's why,
Turmoil.
like, when we plan
Yeah.
vacations, we just put like Isla out for
Yeah.
like 8 days, and I like don't look at my phone.
It's hard
Except for I have to
because
log all you stupid fuckers in because you don't sign in right.
I do
Right to what?
I do
don't know.
think this is
Sign in
Deal with
right,
that later.
stupid.
I do think this is a natural thing. I do,
My
and
computer,
so
like,
like
I'm just kidding.
on some level I understand, but like I think people are just used to reviews, right? Because we've been doing them for a very long time. But just because you're used to it doesn't mean it doesn't take a tremendous amount of effort. Like the amount of anxiety and stress and like how I
Kills me.
pour over every fucking
me.
word I write.
Kills me.
I've been doing this for years and years and years, and I care just as much as I always have about making sure that when I put out that review, it is as good as it possibly can be.
It's ridiculous. Something happened.
Did something happen?
Q&A happened.
Q&A happened. We're on question 2.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
brutal, Ben.
I don't want people to think though like that we're complaining.
Right.
Like we
Right.
know we got it super good.
Right.
We are super
Totally.
thankful for the position we are in.
Of course.
Totally, yeah.
Oh yeah. We
Yeah, I
we
think
love
it's just one of
this.
those things where,
But-
kind of what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's just, this kind of sentiment, it can be discouraging.
Yeah,
because like we're trying.
Yeah, when I'm up
it's
there-
not like we're not trying.
When I'm up till 5
Yeah.
a.m. to do a review and people say I'm coasting,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes like
that's triggering.
you
Yeah.
said like waves of work. Sometimes
Yeah.
like sometimes you just get hit with like review back to back, and you're trying to do this for like I there's it's not a common that I would just play for like 12 hours a day or something like that. And yeah, you're just playing a game, but it's still like exhausting. You're worried about writing and everything like that. We know we got it good, but we're still trying our darndest, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great job.
Yeah. I don't want
Trying
this to
our
sound
darndest.
All right.
Fuckers.
like we are. I think we care because we realize that
put
it
that
is a
shirt in the
privileged
store.
position.
Yeah.
You know.
Comma. Fucker.
Caring makes it more stressful.
Yeah,
that's
way more
exactly.
stressful.
I mean, if we're airing our grievances, Halo campaign preview at 6 in the morning. Like sometimes, like stuff just gets scheduled in a week, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just.
Well, yeah, the day was already stacked.
That's
the
the
whole front
worst
half
time.
of this week was already
That's the
stacked.
one. That's the time. That's not a time. I was
and they
doing something
and they
else.
announced it on like Sunday night.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna do this thing.
Like
in
the
the
state
morning.
of play today. They
I also
announced,
don't
like, a
want to
week
watch
ago.
the campaign thing because the game is out in a couple of weeks, and I really care about Halo, and I would
Yeah.
like to go in at this point as fresh as possible.
Yeah.
So like there's just this big like kind of metronome for the industry, and it just naturally kind of shoves our content. Like we just haven't done a lot of spoiler modes lately, even though we're watching all this stuff because we can't coordinate like all of our viewings all at
Yeah.
the same time to all be ready because we're off reviewing and like doing other stuff. But lots of reactions, lots of reviews, lots of So one meter goes up, the other goes down. So it's kind of tough to.
Well,
You see a comment and it's like, what month is it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, and it's funny because like someone in chat said you can't please everyone all the time, and that's totally true because like we make like there are channels who just do reviews or who just do a podcast or who just do personality stuff or who just stream. We're like 6 different channels doing all of that stuff, and like the
And then I have
audiences.
24 different jobs within that.
Yeah, like but like the audiences for each of those things, it's not Venn
Separate.
diagrams. They don't overlap always.
I'll get you to 25. Just wait.
So it's like.
I'm not scared. I'm not intimidated by that
Yeah.
number. Give this man more jobs.
All right. Next question comes in from Alexander Zirnov. Not first this time.
Oh,
Could be that the link was messed up.
No.
Could be that.
Oh, right.
Could be, yeah.
it could be anything.
We are experiencing.
Are you okay?
Hello, allies. Last time you picked actors to play your in-game characters in an upcoming Jumanji-like movie based on EZA Allies history.
Excellent.
Good news is that all the actors said yes. The movie was shot, and we are 3 weeks away from worldwide release. There's a lot of thought
Congratulations.
put
Wow.
into
All the
Thanks.
posts
Bad
actually
news is
done?
that test audiences didn't like the movie, and
Oh,
the
no.
studio is worrying
What the hell do
that
they
it
know?
will
We just
not earn
answered this question. What
enough money. Since your previous ideas were great, producers once again asked for your help. This time with the marketing, there was a plan to shadow drop the movie, so no marketing materials were released. Anything that can be done in 3 weeks to boost revenue is a fair play, from calling it an FMV game to asking $70 for a ticket to running a lottery among those who would see it on day one. So, what will you suggest?
Golden tickets and candy bars. Like
Ooh,
we have
yeah.
like a thing. You
That's
can
good.
see
But
early
we have to
versions of it.
ensure that the golden ticket makes the chocolate taste lousy.
We also have
remember
to
if
have
this movie fails, this will probably be the last time you see CG Sophie on a big screen.
we have to have different versions of the movie where like in one version like Huber's John Cena, but like in only that version.
Pre-order bonus.
You know?
You get the extra scene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And pull a clue where like different regions get different endings,
Yeah.
and we don't tell anyone
So,
that.
yeah, they have to collect it like
But they're
Pokemon and
actually
trade
all
them.
the same.
Yeah.
They trade the movies.
It's gotta be an
different?
IMAX.
Oh yeah.
It's gotta be.
IMAX.
We do a
IMAX actually
48
only.
frames.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
IMAX exclusive.
But we pull George Lucas and force theaters to install
No.
IMAX.
Yes.
We do a Fortnite event. Premiering
Only in
in
Fortnite.
We're
Great-
in
great
Fortnite.
idea.
Yeah.
The trailer in Fortnite.
But it's
And
a paid
after you
event.
have to watch Tenet.
Yeah.
No. We
You
do
get-
it
your PlayStation
in
will not
Fantasy
shut
Star
off.
Online too. That's
Yes,
where we
we
do the
do.
event.
Yes. We exclusively. You can only watch our movie in PSO2.
You can get tickets. You can win tickets on either Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels.
Oh damn.
But one
good.
of them gives you
It's
the
a different
worst
movies.
version
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
movie,
yeah.
but it's unclear which.
Ink those deals.
Those are. I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Those are pretty good
Yeah,
suggestions.
lock it in.
And it's on HBO Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, IMAX only.
Okay.
No
But
way.
in
It's on
PSO2.
Binge,
Yes.
right?
The-
Binge we found out about last week.
The IMAX room in PSO2.
It's on
I want-
Peacock.
Oh,
On our billboard,
Free
I want the
Eels
words
come.
IMAX only to be 500 times bigger than anything, and even a movie title.
IMAX only.
What's this IMAX only movie? It's like, no, it's called EZA Allies, but it's on for some reason.
free use
It looks
from
dumb,
yeah.
but like now I want to see it's only an IMAX. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Even there's this guy in Huber named on staff. He even shut down like 10 or 12 IMAX because he didn't like it. Somebody just walked into the room and was like, "I don't like it. Sun's off."
Yeah. Not a
We
good
did everything
IMAX.
to standards, sir. It's like,
Chairs are too close.
broken pixel. Shut it down.
Next question comes in
What
from
about-
Sage Mode Q.
IMAX and TI-84 calculators only. Those are
And
the
Game Boy
only
Advance.
two. Yeah, Game Boy Advance.
Oh my gosh, Game Boy, the Game Boy movie player, yeah.
Sorry, go for it.
Let's talk dream Halloween costumes, allies. Here's the scenario. You are going to a Halloween party and you have an unlimited budget and a world-class Hollywood makeup artist at your disposal.
Ooh.
What would your costume be? Who would you go as? Limitless?
Who
Yeah.
asked this?
Sage Mode Q. Life-size Gundam. Done.
Oh,
Life-size.
Life-size Gundam. If I have unlimited budget, life-size.
Just the foots and the doorway.
Life-size.
Life-size
Just
Gundam.
kill everyone
Yeah.
there on accident.
Whoops.
You play the music when you get there. Just have speakers. Green Lantern. I've said this numerous times.
Ooh,
Great.
that's
The-
good.
The whole outfit glows. The ring glows. Talks like.
I show up to the party as moon presence, like lowering down into the party,
That would be sick.
and then I mill around for a
gets
while
red.
as that, and then
That
I
would be
switch
sick.
to Lady Maria, and then I have someone else come and we fight.
It's like not even your party. You barely know the people
I
there.
barely know the people. But you have to have a
Who was
costume change midway through the night.
Queen alien connected to the egg
Oh.
sack.
Yeah. But then you rip off halfway through the
Halfway through.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You got to work on the breath.
Yeah. Halfway through, someone comes in dressed as Ripley,
Yeah.
and I rip off of the sack.
Yeah.
That's
And she
good.
just does that little head turn.
Yeah.
Like the egg sack opens.
Well,
Best look in cinema history.
I would.
I'll be Bishop.
I think I might want to go with the Link to the Past Ganon.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
I think that would be
Holy
sweet
shit.
looking.
So
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Holy shit.
Ocarina of Time Ganon would be sick too.
Yeah. Two choices here. Okay,
Oh.
one, I would have someone make me the most realistic Huber face I could have.
Yes!
Like face-off
Oh, that's
style.
so
Mission
good.
Impossible.
Like the most expensive you could get.
that'd be so scary.
And
This
second
is
one
the
would be
best answer.
second one would be Sauron, dude. Full plate. Black
Oh,
veil
yeah.
with the mace. And it needs to be so heavy I can't carry it.
Face off.
I mean,
dude.
that wouldn't be hard.
lift
You
your
wouldn't even have to make it out.
Can't put my arms up.
Oh.
Yeah, it has to be 7 foot tall. Absolutely.
Face off.
I have to just stand out in the yard, so I can't get in the house.
Actually, I do have a friend who does a lot of creature work.
Oh.
He's been doing rounds with
Tell him to make a
Halloween
Huber
Pals
mask.
lately.
What a sentence! I do
bruh.
have a friend that does a lot of creature work.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Huber syndrome
That's
at E3
awesome.
Yeah.
when
That's-
Resident
yeah.
Evil 2 booth.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
awesome.
Brad knows me so intimately that if he like face off to me,
I could fool some
he
people.
would
No,
fool
it's-
people.
no,
Are,
dude,
are
it's-
you the same
It's
height?
No, he's taller.
You're taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slouch.
That would be what
Slouch.
got it.
He's a natural sloucher.
Slouch.
Oh my god, that would be such a good party. Speaking of costume changes,
Yeah.
you face off each other, but then switch back halfway
Yeah.
through the party
And
and see
we
who
can-
notices.
And wear
Yeah,
the faces of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Our next question comes in from Mew.
Wait, did Jones pick one?
Green Lantern.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
Then Bishop getting
Sorry,
ripped in
From
half.
me?
Hal
You?
Jordan,
Sorry, man.
baby.
Every time.
Sorry.
Every time.
Perfect. We had the. I found the
Yeah,
pocket. It was
perfect.
right there. It was perfect.
I didn't want Jones to be left out of
He
a Halloween
wasn't.
question.
Appreciate it.
Hello, Easy Allies.
Wait, Jones, Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
Green Lantern?
All right. All right. All right.
So sorry.
All right.
Kyle Rayner, send! God!
That's
No,
it for
not
questions. Time to react to the Halo campaign. Okay. Next question comes in from Mew. Hello, Easy Allies. On the previous Monkey Ball stream, Ben mentioned how underappreciated Bowser's Inside Story is. Yes. So it would be interesting to hear some thoughts on the game, for example, gameplay, characters, and music, from the allies who have played it, or perhaps any other game in the Mario and Luigi series. To add to that, is there any interest or time? No. For any of the allies to do a playthrough of Bowser's Inside Story in the future.
I thought
That
you
would
said
be
Bowser's
hard.
hentai
Is that a
story
DS
the
game?
first time.
DS.
3DS.
Well, and 3DS,
If it was on
Yeah.
Great Games.
Yeah.
Shit, I could probably play it sometime.
I remember this
I never
review.
played
One
those.
fun idea could be for Mike and Mike, with Damiani playing as Mario and Luigi and Hubert playing as Bowser. That is a good idea.
That'd be
I
really
like
fun.
idea.
That is
Switching
cool.
back and forth. In any case, I really enjoy your content and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I've always wanted to play it.
Yeah, I played the
Always.
3DS version a couple years ago.
I've never played any of those more
Wait, was it
Luigi
DS
games.
first and then moved to 3DS?
Yeah, so they did it. They remade it on 3DS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those games always look cool.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
always want to play.
It's really wonderful. The battles are spectacular and super creative, as you would expect.
They're
you know.
RPGs, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, RPGs. And just the idea of being inside Bowser and working with him, it's just so outlandishly
Yeah.
creative.
So
it's
creative,
legitimately
dude.
funny. It's just a really delightful, charming game.
I think those on Switch.
Yeah, I think putting them on Switch and having a bigger audience like that would really be awesome. Yeah, I agree.
I do think it's one of those games that's really difficult to port because
Translate,
it really does like take advantage of the two screen thing in a cool way. But yeah, I didn't play a ton of it. I played, I think, the like Japanese preview or some kind of preview build. I remember playing it before it came out for game trailers.
Damn, DS had a lot of sick games.
It did.
Great handheld.
I mean,
2 Switches.
Inside Story may not be underrated in enthusiast circles, but like in a general sense, like no one knows what Bowser's Inside Story
Dude,
is.
Yoko Shimomura did the music?
And even within people who
Bumped
love Mario.
up.
Yeah, even
Like,
with
I love
yeah,
Mario.
like,
I've played Mario games. Like, have you
saying it is
ever heard
under-
of Bowser
yes,
inside?
saying it
Story?
is
One of my
under-
Can you tell me what
characters.
console
Never
that's
played
on?
it.
Like,
Absolutely
probably
not.
not.
I thought he said Bowser's hentai story. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
And I am still thinking about that.
Yeah.
it
me
is
too.
absolutely underappreciated. Come
Me
on.
too.
Cool.
I don't think Mario would
Yeah,
be
it
around
sounds
for that
rad.
story.
No. Peach would be.
Is Gino in it?
I don't think
No.
so.
That's the point. Is she's not. She's not right.
She's not-
Our next question
Green Lantern though?
comes in from Stomps.
In Blackest Night?
Any Adventure Time fans out there? It's so widely adopted in my near circles, and I'm so surprised I don't catch quotes from y'all. If there are fans, got a favorite character or episode? If
I
not,
like-
any
sorry.
reason why the show hasn't clicked?
I liked the first season. I've watched a lot of it. I haven't seen a lot of the other episodes, but it's hard for me not to like Ice King the most. He's
I
just
haven't
so
seen
good.
a ton of it, but what I've watched, I've enjoyed.
Me too,
Yeah.
I really like BMO a lot.
Bemo's great, yeah.
There's
Just
an
a boy.
episode where they're like inside this
Bowser?
like time lizard or something,
Mhm.
and the episode like
So Bowser.
loops back around
Yeah.
on itself. That one is really obviously Marceline is
Dude,
awesome.
Huber, there's one with like a lich
Sick.
that you'd be into.
Tight.
Fun game crossovers. You know, whenever
Yeah.
Adventure Time shows up, and we're like, what? And they were in Lego Dimensions. That was fun.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I
Fun
forgot
world
about
run around
that.
in.
I've been to parties with Pen Wars.
Shout out to
Kyle's
John
not
DiMaggio, man.
special.
Bender.
Oh my god. That was so incredibly petty.
Yeah, I know it was.
The Lich is voiced by Ron Perlman. Nice.
Love Ron Perlman.
When you,
Clayface.
when you say Lich, my brain immediately goes to the sprite from the first Final Fantasy.
My brain goes straight to Arthas.
He's the Lich King.
Yeah, baby.
Me too.
Mine goes to Kel'Thuzad.
Kyle's
if you
very
think-
special.
He's an actual Lich.
I was trying
I've
to sing
just
the
never,
FF1
I've never
battle
seen
theme
it.
and just
So.
sang Ghosts and Goblins.
Ooh.
Never gotten into Adventure Time. I don't know if there's any specific reason.
Busy. You're busy, bud.
Busy man.
Pen being a fan of Boxpeak makes sense. I wish Boxpeak had gotten more attention.
Same.
Our next question comes in from Tev. Hey guys and gal, happy Halloween all the way from a little quiet village, Darley Abbey, in little old England, UK. Oh, that's so
Wonderful.
sweet.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Hope you are all well. With that said, I started watching Chucky, the TV show.
Ha.
Don't miss it. And it got me thinking, what is your best Halloween costume from when you were a teenager? I want to know the ones you had the most input in and not just what your parents put on you to cart you around for candy. Love and respect, boys and girls.
Teenager specifically?
Yeah, that.
I was fully my own input.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I did a lot of theater in high school, and so it's like I was always just wearing costumes. So like Halloween didn't really stand out. I got to be honest.
Did you do theater?
I did,
Ever?
just a touch,
Okay.
just a little bit.
Did a really cool
Put on the
mad
hat, the makeup,
scientist.
sang a song.
Oh.
Just a creative mad scientist, my own thing. Like blood everywhere, vials. It's cool.
Very Huber.
Mine
Yeah.
is very similar. I don't think I was a teenager, but like, I was like, I want to pick my costume, and I just like was a zombie skater. I feel like it was a dumb costume, but I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
this.
Sick.
Yeah.
Zombie skater. I like that combination, man.
Yep.
The only one I can think of right now is that I was derelict from
Nice,
Zoolander.
nice.
So I was wearing nothing but garbage bags at a dance, and it was like taped to myself.
Oh, that's right. You had to take it
But
off.
I got
'cause
so
you're
hot, I
sweating.
had to have people like rip it off me. So then I was like mostly naked at a school dance.
Rip it off,
They
man.
couldn't stop me. Yeah.
Mostly Naked at a School Dance is a good album title.
Yeah. Or it sounds like a band
Mostly.
name like Panic at the Disco or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what's weird is I can't remember.
I can't remember
a lot of them.
teenage ones.
Yeah, same.
Ladder
Same.
I remember some of my kids ones.
Laddersmith,
Oh,
what?
Laddersmith was so good.
Laddersmith
He
Gilligan.
was like 35.
That was the best of all time.
Yeah.
In high school, my dumb friends and I went to like Walmart, bought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costumes that
Sick.
didn't fit, and silly string, and like crashed a party. That was pretty fun.
That's fun.
Yep.
As a little kid, I think I've talked about this before, but I was Wolverine in '93 when the storm that was Perfect Storm hit Wisconsin as a crazy blizzard and dumped like 5 feet of snow on us on Halloween night. So I was
George Clooney?
trick-or-treating with my snowsuit under a Wolverine costume.
Awesome.
Dude,
It was
Very
sick.
The one that I can
You're
remember,
indestructible.
and it's gonna come up because it's the only thing I can even remember, but I remember just being kind of ridiculous because there's no way anyone would have known what I was because I dressed up as like a character from a Forgotten Realms book that I was reading.
Nice.
And so it's like the only reference point was the illustration on the cover.
Wolfgar?
I don't even remember which book
Drizzt?
it was. It was before Drizzt.
Oh, shit.
Dude, before Drizzt is way back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blood, you'll-
I was probably like 11 or 12.
You'll appreciate this. My mom made me my mom made me a Jonah and the whale costume.
Nice.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was little Jonah, and she made this whale that was like
Whoa.
eating me. And so I was like
Alright.
wandering around as this big whale. Also,
So
Velociraptor costume. That
Nice.
was
Ooh.
sick. She we bought the vinyl mask and claws, and then she made this bodysuit.
Whoa.
It was awesome. And then my sister and I, we like kept the mask, and we would always play around with Velociraptors all the time. Man.
That's fun.
Cool.
So much fun.
It wasn't a costume, it was more of a school project thing, but there was one year where like I used like some kind of like plastic tarp and a bunch of hula hoops to make like essentially not exactly life size but pretty close the size of a blue whale artery because you can just crawl through it.
As a costume or just for shits and gigs?
It was for like just a school project kind of thing. But it's
that's
kind of like
so
making a
fun.
Halloween costume.
Here we have Daniel Bloodworth as what is it, son? Sorry. A blue whale
artery.
artery.
Just
That
like
is hilarious.
That's
slinkies
really
out
funny,
onto the
dude.
stage.
Holy crap.
That is so funny.
Huber, my vibe was shout out to Allison Schwartz, who I would drop off every now and then from rehearsal in high school. And
When you were doing
she had
theater?
a real when I was doing theater. She had
Okay.
a really long drive to her house that like didn't go by any houses. It was like because I'm grew up in PV, so there's lots of hills. So there were no lights. There was nothing. So it was this long road with no lights. And she had one of the first houses in her neighborhood. So I would turn, and she had this really long driveway. So I would play the track when Batman's taking Vicky Vale back to the Batcave. And I was and I would like speed down, and I'd always put it on as a joke, and she'd kind of roll her eyes, and be like, "Okay, let's do the thing." And I'd time it so it'd be like, "Bun, da 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 da," like going into the driveway, and I'd drive her up a driveway really slow and like pull around, and like wouldn't say anything. I would just she was like open the door and be like, Good night," and like. One time,
Dun-dun-dun.
I heard someone was like, wait,
Dun-dun-dun.
I'm like, tires being weird. I think I hear something in the back of the car, and I went and I opened up the back of the car, put on the cape and the cowl, and like got back in the car, like, and a convertible, so the cape's like, it's like getting in her face. Just like, Jesus.
Such a tan.
You were a madman.
You're
Into it.
so good.
So you think like
Actual
Halloween costume? It's like, it's blurry.
That's
I don't know.
so good.
I don't know.
There's a special kind of
I don't think that
chaotic-
was on Halloween.
There's a special kind of chaotic, weird bullshit energy that like white middle class boys in high school with a car
Yep.
get to embody. And that story sums it all
Yeah.
up.
Ferris Bueller
It's
does all that
true.
without a car.
That's
He
very
infamously
true.
doesn't have a car.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
thing. He wouldn't have called Cameron.
That story is incredible.
So good. I love that story. Oh my god.
Next question comes in from Jesse Blue. Hi, Alice. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. I hope you're all feeling spooky. I wanted to know, if you were friends when you were kids, which ally would you pick to do each of these Halloween activities with?
Okay.
Accompany you whilst trick-or-treating, sneak around playing pranks and scaring people afterwards. C, trade candy when you get home. D, watch a scary movie with the lights off. E, run around in a graveyard chopping up heads of zombies. F, go to a costume party with dancing. Thanks, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.
I want to trade candy with Brad. Because he's like not too big on it. I feel like he'll be like,
would
yeah,
just
you can
want my
have it.
candy.
I want you to, I want you to come with me because you're not going to take any guff from anybody. And I want to trade candy with you because there's going to be all the stuff you can't eat.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
that's
point.
a hack.
That's a
Right.
good point.
I would take Jones on pranks. I feel like Joe would be fun to
Yeah.
do pranks with.
Sick.
I feel like Huber's my answer for all of them. That sounds
The
funny.
A
the
lot of
cemetery
those-
one for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, or
Super
Dawn.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Hubert watching
Oh,
a scary movie with the lights
John.
off.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I
Dancing
want to
with
watch
Dawn.
all the movies with you all.
Dancing with Dawn is actually pretty good.
Dancing with
is
Dawn.
very
I'm
fun.
taking blood to the graveyard, dude.
Blood to the
Chop some
Graveyard is
heads
very
off of
good.
blood.
Yeah.
It's got wide reach.
I feel like you need that parental
got the
vibe,
range.
so
Yeah.
Blood going trick or
Keep me on
treating
track,
with you
Blood.
would be good.
Watch
feel
my
like
back. Blood will
Blood's-
watch your back. So
Blood's weapon of choice would
It's
be
like-
like an oar, like a boat oar thing. It's like a giant.
Blood's weapon of choice for killing zombies is a falcon that he sends out.
Like, you know how Back for Blood when you're like, oh well, I'm down, and then you think like, should I yell a fourth time? Like, what do I do? Should I like throw something at someone? Because I've said it out loud and no one's really talking right now.
Yeah.
But like nobody knows I'm
Nobody's
over here and I'm
paying
down.
attention.
And then 5 minutes later, like I'm dead. It's like, why are you telling me you're down?
Yeah.
I wonder if that would translate to real life. I wonder if like
Probably.
4 of us were in a cemetery, literally defending ourselves from zombies, and like one got like grappled. Like, would the other 3 people know that happened? Like, would they run over to help, or is it just?
I think the self-preservation instinct would be much higher in real life. So if
Okay.
somebody gets
I
surrounded
hope
by
so.
zombies,
Yeah.
you're fucking dead.
I hope so.
As dark as it is, that's always my favorite part of a zombie movie is when someone's like, no, like getting pulled, and the people go to help, and it's like,
And then they're like,
they got him.
not
Yeah.
worth it.
I say this as a
Not
point of
worth it.
praise, but I feel like you would be the one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting, no!
yeah, what did you say? You said you would not live in a zombie apocalypse. You would die fast.
Yeah, I'm going down quick.
We get to the safe house and we're like quiet for a little bit, and then one of us is like, I bet Huber enjoyed that a little bit. Though.
Yeah.
Like, I bet
He's like
still,
Fry.
I bet he
He's
was
like-
kind of into it.
He's like Philip J. Fry. He would be getting dragged away by zombies, and he'd be like, "This is a cool way to die."
Yeah.
Well, also, like, we would just be the worst judges of character. They're like, oh, that guy seems cool.
Yeah, no.
Give me all your stuff.
All right, you want to carry it? Sure.
We would just keep you looking for power, you know, in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Ben just like switch
Yeah.
me dead for 4 days now.
I would definitely give him the grenade so when he dies, he can pull it for
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah.
He's gotta
Steam
be
Deck
that
never came
character.
out. Otherwise, I'd be
Thermal detonator or some
That
shit.
never came out. Or the Steam Deck did come out, and it caused the zombie apocalypse somehow.
Or like there's
I
posters
believe
for
that.
it, but it never
Yeah.
did.
Somehow that
Valve
makes
would
sense
do
to
it.
me. Somehow that makes sense to me.
Like a weird processor leak, like turns everyone into zombies.
Our next question comes in from James Davey. Breaking the rules a little bit.
Uh-oh.
There's,
Breaking the law.
there's like 5 things here.
Oh, boy.
All right, you'll get quick answers.
We know because they're numbered.
Breaking the rules.
When Huber said he was going to Iceland, I immediately thought he was going to the British supermarket called Iceland. I can't
Oh.
believe the 10th anniversary of the first GTA 5 trailers on November 2nd.
Well,
Could you
Are
respond
those
to
thoughts
these
linked?
5 statements and discuss argue your case about them? The new Saints Row shares more in common with Fortnite than previous Saints Row games. I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Too early to tell. I
Yeah.
mean, no. Like, Saints Row is really cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
seems
always been
less
cartoony and
yeah, there's no,
zany.
there's no like
I think it's
bananas.
a very weak connection to
Weak.
compare it to the popular thing just because
Yeah.
it is bright.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
yeah.
It's bright and colorful.
Yeah, wasn't only like the first Saints Row like semi-serious?
First one is really serious. Second one is also pretty serious.
But 3's when they go off the rails.
Three's off the rails.
When did they introduce the Didlo? The purple Didlo.
I
That
feel like
sounds like 3.
two
Yeah,
or
it sounds like
three.
three.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Kenna Bridge of Spirits is as gorgeous to look at as it is dry and derivative to play.
Oh.
I haven't played it yet.
I haven't
I
played
don't
it
think
yet.
so.
Holiday.
I haven't played it yet. But
I played. I beat it. I
It's
thought I
alright.
liked it. I thought it was a good time.
I installed it. And
I don't know like
played
what
it.
you expect from like combat in that game. If like combat's your complaint, I don't expect, but it was deeper than I actually thought it would be, and it's harder than I thought it'd be.
Derivative is such a funny word because anyone who uses it
Everything.
that isn't me, I'm like, you pretentious piece of shit. Shut up.
It's like 8 hours.
But then
too.
I use it all the time. I'm like,
Oh,
it's
it's
derivative.
like 8 or 10 hours. Like
Oh, I
it's like a
didn't know
PS. It reminds me of like a really incredibly good PS2 game.
Right.
At least you're self-aware.
Oh yeah, I know what I am.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, next one. Review scores are often disproportionate to the writing accompanying them.
What does that mean?
Just
Iceland did look like Death
Just in
Stranding,
general,
yes.
like everyone's? I mean, I don't read
Say
a
it
lot.
again.
Review scores are often disproportionate to the writing accompanying them. So the
Somebody wrote a
text
9
does
and
not
gave it an
match
8.
the score.
Yeah.
So
I think that depends on the person.
This-
That depends on the
interpreting
person.
it.
I think, honestly, this statement kind of reads like it just didn't match up with your score, and people seem to like people. It's so funny that people act like review scores are like this. It's like it's like pouring water in a measuring cup. It's not like that.
No.
It is a gut feeling using a vague metric, and so it is an imperfect system because that's the nature of the business.
And I just had this thought with Guardians, just about reviewing and scores the other night. I was just like losing sleep because I was thinking my opinions are always changing.
Yeah,
Every
absolutely.
day I look at something differently. So like a review is like, you always say this, Jones, it's
a
like this
snapshot.
exact
Timestamp.
moment.
Yeah.
It's like so get so much anxiety with reviews just trying to get it right, and then like the world gets it and they start playing it,
Right.
and like a week later, like sometimes my opinion is a bit different. So it's just
I think
So
also
review on the day.
It is.
I think
yeah.
I think also you don't want to make like really big, loud, declarative statements in a review. You want to write something that's conversational, that that flows. And so I think a lot of times when I'll see this note, or I remember, it hasn't really happened at EZA, but I remember like hearing this at game trailers for other reviews I wasn't even writing, but I was reading all of them because I'm doing VO. I remember Shane with Madden, people would say this. It's like, you criticize it and then give it an 8. And it's like, well, he's pointing out the stuff that was in it or changed.
Yeah.
But he's like, at the end of the day, it's Madden and it's awesome and it's an 8.
Yeah.
Where like a lot of the subtle digging of the game. So for example, you think, oh, you scored that higher than I thought. It's like, I think you missed on a little of that subtext that writers try to not make like, this was amazing. They're like,
Yeah.
I just want to talk to you about the
Right.
game.
Yeah.
And so it's like, they'll like sometimes just a word like that was it. That's the context you're missing, is that I said that this thing was immaculate. You know, it's like I'm not just pulling a word out of it. You know, it's like that
Yeah,
means
I
a lot
mean,
to me. Therefore,
there's-
that's why the score was high.
I think there's definitely that like sometimes things that are really small in like your overall perception of a game can just take a long time to explain.
Right.
You know, or you can list like a whole bunch of really minor things, but they're still really minor things, but you think people should know about them because maybe that might bug, that particular thing might bug somebody.
Yeah.
And then, in terms of the matching, it's interesting because on the one side of it, like obviously every time I go through you guys' scripts, like I'll give you feedback,
Right.
of
Yeah.
like, this feels like
yeah.
it should be a little higher. It doesn't feel like it's quite,
Yeah.
where, it's quite matching up. But at the same time, I also think that like they both provide context for each other. And so if you say a game
Yeah.
is an
That's
8,
yeah.
then
Great
look
call.
back at
That's
everything that's in the review and say, okay, how does that line
Yeah.
into an 8? And then if you say everything about a review,
Yeah.
and then
So
so they
if-
kind of
yeah.
work together.
When I read a
Yeah.
review script, I scroll down to the score and I go, got it. And then I scroll
When
back to the top and I'm like, okay, that's where we're going to be.
When
So I
I'm
know when
playing,
it
I
kind of
put the
starts to
score in
steer in the
first,
opposite
too.
direction, like we're coming back.
Yeah.
The other
I know where
thing,
they're grounded.
and this actually does not happen that often for me, at least. But once in a blue moon, you just have really conflicting feelings on a game. Like
Yeah.
you have very opposing views that are in two different extreme camps. Like Death Stranding is a perfect example of this, where there's so much to criticize about that game, but it's such a weird and fascinating thing that there's also a ton to praise about it. And so you have one paragraph that's going in really hard, and you have one paragraph that's, layering on praise, and both of those things are true. It's you're evaluating a creative medium. It's not like you're reviewing the safety of a car. Like it's an ambiguous and difficult and non-exact process.
Yeah. Which is why you said you trust your gut, because that comes first. Like you
Yeah.
get a feeling and then you think like, why did I like that? Whoa.
Yeah.
Game I'm currently reviewing I like a lot better than I thought I would. And that was neat. It was like, oh, okay, well here I am. And it was like fun to like write that emotion down, and
I just want to drive home the fact that it's like a living thing.
Yeah.
And like, reviews come out for games, and then the world gets the game, and they start talking about it, and like maybe criticize some reviews, like, oh, I don't agree with that because of this and this, and it's like just this living process. Like
Right.
you're playing the game, and like every day, your feelings are changing because you as a
Yeah.
person are changing. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I
I
mean,
it's just there's no exact.
like with Guardians, right? Like there was somebody that was questioning, like, well, if you're saying the combat gets samey by the end of the game, like how does it, then an 8? It's like, But just because the comic gets samey doesn't mean the comic gets bad.
Yeah, comic's
You know, like,
fun.
they're- you
It's
know,
fun.
That's what I said about
Yeah.
Lost Judgment. I was like, it's kind of samey, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun
It's still
throughout.
fun doing it.
Yeah.
Like literally every Yakuza game.
Yeah, that's what they all are. Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I've
Oh,
been
that's so
cutting
funny.
reviews written by you guys for like a decade, and I can think of like, by the time it gets to me, I can think of like 3 or 4 times ever, including game trailers, where I had gotten to the end and been like, oh wow, I thought you hated this, and it was like
Sure.
8 or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But that's like very rare.
Health bars the top enemy has in shooters should go away. 1 to 3 shots should kill them, and that's it.
Depends on
Depends
the
on the
game.
game. Depends on the
Yeah.
game.
Super
For something like
depends on the
Division,
game.
you can't.
That's like
It's
a yeah.
impossible.
I don't agree with that.
Super depends.
Yeah, games
Yeah.
are different.
All right. Last one. Critics generally seem to enjoy Far Cry 6, but it's really hard to ignore how dumb the characters can be at times, and the mixture of Hispanic slang and profuse swearing shows how superfluous the game's dialogue is. Anton Castillo doesn't have a presence or the intrigue of other Far Cry antagonists, and he does evil things because he's a villain with no substance to his actions. That is actually objectively not true. If you said I don't agree with his actions, I can't argue that opinion, but the game has, after every chapter, it has a scene with Anton where he's literally sitting down and explaining exactly why he does what he does. Like, it's that is just not true. It's hard not to feel like Frank Grimes when watching Far Cry 6 act like Homer Simpson.
Haven't played it.
What's the intent of these statements? Are you just trying to be?
Are you trying to get a rise out of me?
Yeah.
Agent
What,
Kuya?
who's Frank Grimes?
Frank Grimes?
Is that what you said?
That name.
It sounded like you just said
Frank Grimes does sound familiar. Why? It's starting to feel like Frank Grimes when watching
that
Far Cry 6
Punisher?
act like.
that's Frank Castle.
Oh.
That's Frank Castle.
And it's Rick Grimes.
I was
Rick
gonna
Grimes
say Rick
and
Grimes is-
Frank Castle.
Maybe he was trying to say Frank.
Oh yeah, Frank Grimes is Homer Simpson's enemy.
Oh.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Frank Grimes. Yeah, I have no
I think
idea.
we can.
Over my head.
I think
there.
that can be our answer for number 5.
Yeah,
We can answer 5
over
questions.
my
Yeah.
head.
5 for the price of 1.
Frank Grimes. Whew. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, James rolls out like this to Cup of Jones and the community showcase. Get ready for James Davey at the community showcase next week.
What?
This is James Davey. This is that's James Davey's style.
Oh, okay.
Spice it up.
Spice it.
I like spice,
I like spice
but I'm
too.
gonna hit you back.
Sometimes you'll skip that spice.
I'll hit you back with spice.
Sugar and spice.
Number 5 spice.
But yeah, no, like
And I need to play Far Cry 6. I haven't.
But also
whether
just,
you
like-
whether you like Castillo or don't like him, he absolutely. I can go into great detail about why he's doing what he's doing. He like spells it out. He like beats you over the head with it.
I'm like 8 hours into
Spice
Far
must
Cry.
flow.
8 hours into Far Cry, it's more Far Cry for better or worse, but I like it infinitely more than 5.
I mean, I don't think there was
Absolutely.
any boss
And I like it more than
moment
4
enjoyed from
already.
5. Anytime we checked
Yeah.
in with those characters, I was like,
Yeah.
I've tried like
Gosh,
4
don't.
times on Far Cry and I just can't
Yeah.
give a shit.
I think
You know
the,
if
I
you
think,
like it or
I think the
not,
sister or
honestly.
the daughter or whatever.
Far Cry 6 has
she
a
was
great
kind of
trans
interesting.
character.
Really?
Great trans character.
I'll watch a YouTube video about it.
All right. Next question comes in from Robert Lee. Also, please just submit one question/statement that we will interpret as a question. Next question comes in from Robert Lee. Good afternoon, allies. Introducing Halloween Gladiators, the battle between some of the scariest horror villains in movies. Who do you think will win in these battles, and how do you think the fight would turn out? These were picked at random from over 20 horror characters.
That's
Oh,
a
picked
lot.
at random. Okay.
Holy moly.
Freddy Krueger versus Candyman.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give it to
I'm gonna give
Krueger.
Yeah,
I think
Krueger's
Freddy
just more
Krueger.
resilient.
I think Freddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's got like more tricks.
Yeah.
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 And he seems like more like I know Candyman is like dead or whatever already, but Krueger's hard to kill if people
Hard to
I
fear
was
him.
gonna say, don't they always just
Well,
come back to life or something?
Yeah.
I feel like Candyman is a villain that like has a specific purpose.
Yeah.
And it's just like
Yeah.
it's retribution for this great wrong
Right,
that happened
yeah.
to him. Whereas like Freddy, I think is more gleeful in the act
Yeah.
of
He's
violence.
just-
Would
Evil.
want to
Yeah.
win more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Would
he's
wa-
just evil.
stubborn.
Although I'd watch that movie.
Like Freddy would pretend the Candyman won and then come up and sneak behind him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Candyman wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't deploy tactics like that. You know, like,
Wouldn't deploy
he would just
tactics.
he'd spend a lot of time looking at Freddy and talking to him.
Yeah.
Michael Myers versus the Xenomorph Queen.
Xenomorph.
Xenomorph.
Sorry,
if
sorry,
Michael
Michael Myers.
Myers comes up and
He's gonna melt
stabs
you,
it,
bro.
you're done.
Yeah.
I've never
think
seen
he'd
Michael
know.
Myers use a gun.
I don't think he'd know.
Well, here's the thing
Yeah.
though. Here's my counter to that: is if we're going with like current Halloween lore, like Michael Myers like he's unkillable.
If a queen alien rips Michael Myers in half,
You think that's it?
Yeah.
That's
That is
how
it.
that's how
Yes.
evil dies tonight.
that is how evil does tonight.
Well, now I'm thinking about the xenomorph that would come out of Mike Myers, because that
Oh
would be
my
fucking
God.
sick.
with a little.
That would be so little William
It's like
Shatner.
Spaceballs that puts it on after. It's like
Yeah,
That's funny.
because the
it's
xenomorph takes out
a little
the
tiny
shit.
knife, and it's like.
That would be so sick. Oh,
Like a xenomorph that is just like stalking in
Stalking?
the shadows.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
more than it already does.
Now I'm pissed that doesn't.
And it
exist.
drives a station wagon.
Oh.
So much of the first movie. It's carrying her down the street. He's just driving a station wagon. It's so
Honey, is that
funny.
a xenomorph? It's Halloween. Don't
It's
worry about
Halloween. It's
it.
fine.
Those damn kids.
Samara Morgan, The Ring versus Evil Ash from Evil Dead.
Ooh.
I think Ash.
Samara's
Ash has
like,
done a lot.
yeah, he's
Ash-
kind of out of control though, isn't he? Like he doesn't really. He's kind of a bull in a china shop, or is he very
And
evil Ash?
Ash has
There's no way I'm not voting
Ash
for
has the knowledge.
Alright.
Ash has the knowledge to discover
He
the
would go
way
and
to
do it,
dispose.
yeah. There you go,
There, yeah, you
Because
did.
that's what I was thinking.
There
Is
it
like
is.
the only
Well,
way
what's
to
great-
beat
what's
her
great about
is
Ash
to do the research.
is he just has this kind of like I'm against the odds, but I'm gonna go for it
Yeah.
anyway. I'm going to cut off my evil hand and replace it with a chainsaw
Yeah.
to fuck up Detta. It's like
But evil
How do you
Ash though. I'm trying to remember evil Ash.
This is when his eyes get gray and he's like,
Oh
Yeah.
right,
goes
right,
right,
right.
right. Unless that's
Army
been
of
more show
Darkness.
stuff.
Right, in Army.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, the split. Is that what they call him in the movie Evil Ash? Like the head of the skeleton army? That's quote unquote Evil Ash? Or
Mr. Scratch.
is it named Evil Ash? I don't know.
Dark Ash.
Dark Ash.
Dark Ash.
Thank you.
Dark
because the evil gets in
Dark
Ash.
Samus.
Chat,
He,
chat
like-
is saying yes. It is
Yeah.
referred to
Okay,
as Evil
okay.
Ash.
Nintendo.
interesting. Oh, cool.
Pennywise, It versus Pinhead, Hellraiser.
Ooh, I like this
That's-
matchup.
Yeah, that's a good matchup. Pinhead
Coin
is-
flip on this
That's
one.
a coin
Pinhead's
flip.
ripping his soul apart. My God.
Pinhead. Yeah.
I mean,
They
I
operate by
definitely
such-
would give it to Pinhead.
Yeah, good to Pinhead because I don't think Pennywise could trick or manipulate
Well,
Pinhead.
Yeah.
the way you defeat Pennywise is you're just like, yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
afraid of you
Yeah.
anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Pennywise is hanging
Yeah.
out by like the preschool and
Pinhead
like
wouldn't be afraid in the
Pinhead's
first
in
place.
hell.
The thing about Pinhead, though, is like,
And likes it.
The Cenobites
and likes it.
Yeah.
have very specific rules where they're like, we're not going to fuck with you unless you go
Right.
after the box.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you do go after the box, like, you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if Pennywise opened the box, that's it.
This was a very fun question.
Fun one.
Hope you guys.
You know what I really
enjoyed
like
it.
about Pinhead? His underboob is really solid.
Oh yeah, solid underboob. 6 different underboob windows.
It's like, it's not. I know what you guys are saying.
It's like the
but
South
it's
Park where
not
they like pull up the
underboob.
flaps.
Well,
They're
that's,
like,
that's what Don said. He was like, "It's got underboob." I was like,
Great,
I don't know.
underboob.
I don't know if you know what that
Don.
is, Don.
Yeah, Don's
Dude,
a
Don
maniac.
just sitting there biting into that gummy,
gummy
hamburger.
burger.
It's so fucking fun.
Watch
He
our
really
stream from
wanted to
last
like
night if you
it.
don't know what we're talking
He did. He
wanted to like it.
he
Wanted to
tried
like
to
it.
will himself
Yeah.
to it.
Top
Yeah.
10 Hellraiser underboobs. I
That
think
is
one
so
of the
funny.
Cenobites has underboob actually.
nice.
The disc head one, maybe girl.
Disc
I don't
head.
know.
This kid.
There's so many
Disc head.
Cenobites.
Our last question comes in from Corey Jackson. It's Halloween
Wait, that was the
time.
end of the matchup.
You know somebody
Doesn't
made
need a matchup.
Cinnabites
Oh.
for
We
like
would
a party.
we would do more matchups. Just
I
throwing it
want
out there.
more
Yeah.
matchups.
Yeah.
Can we think of just some?
There has
more?
to be someone who's like, "They're Cinnabites." I'm like,
That's
oh, you did it with
Jason
the
wasn't in any of them, right?
Cinnabon
No.
should do
Yes!
that.
No,
Cinnabites.
Jason.
Yes,
For
we
Halloween,
should.
they should do Cinnabites.
That's such a good idea.
And
There's
there's like razor wire in them.
Oh,
You
no,
can't eat
no,
'em.
That I'm out on.
Well, what would they be?
It's hard candy. Yeah. You're like,
Oh,
oh, this chains
Gross.
his hooks.
No, you make him
Candy
look like
hooks.
the puzzle box.
oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, shit.
You know the boxes
I
for
could be
Cinnabites.
making so much more money.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of money in Hellraiser. That's the missing link.
Yeah.
Dude, when the new one comes out, it's gonna be the highest grossing Hellraiser of all time.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, easily.
I'm gonna see it. Jamie
Yeah.
Clayton, dude. I'm hyped. Girl, Pinhead, yes please.
Yo, let's buy some Hellraiser stock.
I'm gonna buy Cinnabon stock if Ben's taking over.
Specific.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
You're in the pitch meeting, you're like, puzzle box, Cinnabon,
like,
Cinnabon.
what are you
And they're like,
talking about?
literally, who are
Like
you?
the most wholesome brand would do a Hellraiser crossover.
I just want
You
to call
bite
out
into it in blood cookie?
just Jesse. She's like, I'm sorry, Don. In my defense, he wasn't supposed to eat all of the gummy things himself. I like Jesse sending us
You know
stacks
what
of
you
fake
did.
gummy food and being like, I thought that would end better. I'm sorry.
Right, right.
I didn't expect any tummy aches or confusion.
Fully alone.
I'm so mad that Cenobites don't exist.
Cinnabites.
All right, our last question comes in from Corey Jackson. It's Halloween time in Universal Japan. Wants EZA to do a Halloween Horror Nights Nintendo version. What kind of houses, scare zones,
Luigi's
treats,
Mansion.
and merch
Castlevania.
Luigi's
will be big
Mansion.
since it's
Luigi's-
Zelda
Not
35
Nintendo.
this year? Be hosted by the Shadow Temple. Will be hosted by Girahim and in honor of
Hosted by
Dread.
Girahim.
Sick.
And he stocked the park.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ganon's Castle, but Shadow Temple's good.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion would be really
Yo, they've teamed up. Fatal Frame Attraction.
Oh! They give you a
They
camera?
give you a camera.
I think even just like a classic like Mario World Ghost House.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
And like,
yes.
With
you have to like
music.
figure out a way to get out.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
get
There
you're
should be
trapped.
there
It's
should be
an
people
escape room.
there should be people wearing ghost costumes and they like follow you and you're not looking and
Yeah.
they stop.
Oh,
And then they follow you.
I always
the fact that
associate.
you called them ghosts and not booze did get me a little
Yeah.
bit.
That's
I
why
just have to
we
say.
don't give Jones Mario to review.
It's true.
I always
I have
associate.
not changed
He's a
that.
theater
I've not
kid.
flipped that card over yet. No.
I always associate Castlevania with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
No matter what.
I mean, like straight up Dracula's Castle
Yeah.
with that music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would pay.
associate it with
I would
PlayStation.
pay any amount of money. Any amount.
To go into Castlevania?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any amount.
I want to go to the gift shop.
I will put myself into crippling debt to go.
I mean, you'll probably die in there.
Perfect.
You're gonna die in there, man.
You're all gonna die down here.
What else?
I do think a Luigi's Mansion thing could like really benefit from like Haunted Mansion style like ghosts and
Yeah.
like illusions
Booze.
and
Do they
spending
give you a
rooms.
vacuum?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, of course. It's it's like the 3D ride where you have you
Yeah,
hold the
yeah,
vacuum
yeah,
out
yeah, yeah.
and sucking up ghosts. It's a loud ride.
What was
I'd
that?
rather just
Four
walk
people in one
through.
car.
What was
Just
that?
randomly, they have a Geist ride.
Guys. Bloodworth's favorite game of all
Mind
time.
What?
Where did that come from?
Confirmed.
I remember when we needed to capture Geist at game trailers.
Why did we need to capture Geist?
I don't remember why, but we were, and Bloodworth was hyping it up.
Nice.
You were hyping up Geist.
You
You're
should have
like,
gotten the game trailer's review of Geist written by me.
Nice.
I remember Geist back in the
Blood
day.
never
I
Yeah.
haven't played that whole game.
That review, I played
I
the
think
whole
that
thing,
time
reviewed
that I
it, cut it.
captured must have been like the most I've ever
Geist.
put time into it.
Favorite game of all time. What?
Now it is your favorite.
It's not fun. It's not scary.
It's
That's very
just
X
been
Files. You
decided.
know, it's very like
Yeah, yeah.
it's very like
I've
high
not played
facility.
Geist,
Like
I want to.
All right. The
Nice
Alien
looking game.
Counter Ride from
Ooh,
Universal,
yes.
but it's
Yes.
just Metroid, themed around Metroid or something.
Yeah, I mean Metroid
That
would
would be great.
Oh.
Oh, Metroid.
God,
Ghost
Metroid.
House.
Yeah.
But there should be like your capsule should be shown on a map within the rest of the map, and you're following Samus like where she is during the whole thing.
Right.
And
But just
so,
like
like-
even just like thinking of like a
Yeah.
big old animatronic like mother brain with like drool
Oh.
But like,
coming off its teeth.
it'd be neat if like something showed up in the cap because you're stuck. You know, so like something shows up and like peeks to the side, and you know Samus is like getting the thing that you need way at the other side. So like you're seeing on the monitor, Samus is like, I'm coming. And
Right,
it like crawls in, and Samus shows up like right at the end.
This is a safety hazard, but
Oh shit!
I want them to have
Screw
like,
it.
like soft Metroids that are like that like float around and actually like suck onto your head. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Blood
yeah.
is the Geist guy.
what is the Geist guy?
What is the Geist guy?
I could see the concept art
Blood-
they're drawing, and some kids got like just a Metroid.
I
That
would
game
do-
has multiplayer
It's
too.
smiling.
I will give you $5 if you tweet. Geist is my favorite game.
You know, I'll give you $5
You'll get
too.
like hundreds of likes, and people will be like, "Do mine too."
Was that it? Yeah. Was
Guys!
that a GameCube exclusive? I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
published by
That's-
Nintendo. It was developed
Wow.
by a company called N-Space.
wow. What a
It is
budget.
Well, he knows the develop.
Yeah.
I was.
That is an amazing.
He was so
mistake.
into it.
You're emotionally attached to this game somehow.
Yeah.
It's my favorite game.
Covering only Nintendo during that era.
It's true. It's true.
We gotta make a bet with blood and have
Yeah,
that
we
be
got, we
distinct.
do.
Yeah.
You gotta
It was,
into a
it was also like a very long development cycle, so it was at multiple E3s.
The next time you and I do a bet, Ben, I'll
Intimately
be like,
familiar
if you
with the
lose this
development,
bet,
for better or for
blood
worse.
has to
Yes,
be-
yes, Guys, this is his favorite game. Just throw on purpose. Dude, extraterrestrial is so good.
Woo!
GG.
We're Easy Allies. That's our Q&A on the Patreon there. Patreon.com/Easy Allies. We would appreciate that if you would check it out and be involved in this. There's lots of different ways you can Q&A type stuff. We got the showcase coming up with you next week, a week from today. That post will be going up
Okay.
soon. And there is our tier maker streams that we do. There's love and respect in our podcasts, and lots of ways you can contact us and start these wonderful conversations. Because a lot of these, you watched it here. Like, that's the time we got to talk about this stuff as a group, because we got to record podcasts and do other things. So it's fun to gather around and answer all your questions, and we appreciate the support. Patreon.com/EasyAllies. EasyAllies.com if you want to see your schedule in your time zone. And what's the very next thing we're streaming?
Streaming. I don't know.
Probably Evil Within 2 tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm gonna go home and play Final Fantasy 14. GG.
Nice.
I'm going to go work on the podcast, but then the moment it starts exporting, I'm playing Resident Evil 4 VR.
Stop. Stop.
We're Easy Allies. Thanks for